So the Tulip Festival is something that happens every year here at Thanksgiving Point. It's one of our favorite festival times. The gardens are beautiful. Every year we plant over 280,000 tulip bulbs and over 300,000 other bulbs all throughout the garden.
My team's the Signature Experiences team at Thanksgiving Point. So what we do to make the Tulip Festival signature, as you see at this amphitheater that we're at, we bring music and entertainment. We have a bunch of vendors and food trucks that come out here. We're tasked with bringing that fun and the music that people like to come out and see. Also, we have our play area called Tulip Top Playland, where we bring a bunch of games, and our learning and engagement team here does a lot of hands-on activities for our families.
Sometimes tulip planting is one of the funnest times. It's one of the busiest times that we have, but we'll have people that go ahead and pull a bed so that we get all the flowers out. Another group will come behind and till the bed. Another group comes and designs the bed, lays it all out, and then we have another group that'll come by and do all the planting, and then people come behind them and water. And so we all work as a team. It's just a fun time to work together. At the end of the day, you see how much you've accomplished and how many beds we've got done.
So what's really fascinating is right now we're in the middle of the Tulip Festival, but our garden designer is also planning the Tulip Festival for next year right now. So she's out in the garden looking at colors, seeing how the tulips turned out. Sometimes we plant new ones that we've never planted before. Sometimes we do the old ones that we know we love. So she's deciding every bed, every color, every type of tulip. And so she'll go through that process and we'll turn in our orders within the next month or two. And so all that has to be decided pretty much when this Tulip Festival ends, the next one already is planned. Then we put in that order, the tulips get put on a ship later in the season, and by the fall we'll have all of our tulip bulbs. We order all of ours from Holland, and they'll come over and then we'll get planting in the fall.
So for planning for this festival, we're already thinking of ideas for next year, but the real intense planning starts about 6 to 8 months out, and that's as far as booking entertainment, booking food trucks, booking the rest of our vendors, but also like thinking through those different entertainment and activities and things that guests want to come. There's some similar things guests look forward to each year, but we want to keep it fresh and new. We've been doing this for 18 years, so we always want to keep it different each time guests come. But I mean, there's a lot of logistics that go into it with like different layouts for tents and power and different things that all go into it.
So we use lots of volunteers to help us with the Tulip Festival. They do a couple things. They help us pull out the tulips in the spring after the show is over so that we can get those out of the ground and get our annual flowers in. But they also help us in the fall. Last year we had a couple different groups come, some of them as large as 150, 180 people, and we were able to plant about 50,000 bulbs in just a couple days, which really helped us get the bulbs in. Normally it takes us about 4 weeks to get all of the bulbs in, and with the help of volunteers we're hoping to lower that down to just about 2 weeks if we can do it that fast.
So a question we've been asked is, what's the hardest part about the Tulip Festival? And that would depend on your job and your responsibilities. For the horticulturalist, sometimes it's that the garden is so busy that we can't actually do our regular work. So oftentimes in the day we'll have our carts out, we're weeding or cleaning things up. When there's so many people here, we can't do that. And so sometimes that's hard because we feel like we can't get to everything that we want to get to. But we also love having the garden full of people. I feel like the garden is just happier when it's full of people. And so we love being able to share it during the Tulip Festival.
A lot of times it's just keeping everything coordinated. We've had a lot of issues in the past. We've had a hurricane that happened one year and it kept the tulips from arriving in New York on time, which kept them from getting here on time, which put all of our volunteer efforts that we had planned with some companies off. And so we are constantly having to adjust for that. Some other reasons, the tulips have come late. This last year they were really late just because of shipping problems and trucking problems. And so just trying to deal with that and just not having everything here to organize. So that's been one of our big challenges that's happened a few years. The most rewarding part for me is to walk around, especially this time when the tulips are in full bloom, and to just hear people say, wow, that's my favorite part. Sometimes I know what's around the corner and I'll be following somebody and I just want to see their reaction because I know how beautiful it is. And when they say, wow, then it's just impressive it's just rewarding to me to know that all that work has come into being and people are excited to see it.
So knowing like that I have a small part in making someone's day and that families and friends meet here and they make memories here, and knowing that I'm a part of that in a really small way, like that brings me joy in just seeing guests enjoy themselves.